In a barren desert, this family is praying before eating. At this moment, their house suddenly shakes fiercely. It is not an earthquake, it is an army of vampires attacking. The husband takes the gun to protect his family. The wife hides her daughter in the basement. The sound of fighting and screaming scares the girl. Suddenly, the house becomes quiet. This creepy man is sticking his tongue out to the girl. Then, a man in a black hat throws him away. The girl begs Black Hat to let her go. "My uncle is a vampire hunter, he won't forgive you." That's what I want. For thousands of years, the war between humans and vampires has never stopped. From the age of rudimentary weapons to the age of guns. The war between two species on Earth has become chaotic. The church has trained the priests to deal with the vampires. These priests have their own skills. Relying on them, the situation of humans can be saved. The leaders of the church are afraid of the priests' skills. Therefore, after the war ended, the priests disbanded. They are forbidden from leaving the holy city. If someone sneaks away, they will be punished by the church. The lucky survivors of the war have lived in a theocratic society since then. Don't forget, against the church is against God. Priest used to be the strongest one among the priests. The girl taken by vampires is his daughter. Due to the war, he left his wife and daughter to join the church. After the war, the church did not release him nevertheless. Therefore, his brother has taken care of his family for 18 years. Hicks's daughter's boyfriend is a cop, he has moved to town. He says this bad news to Priest. Priest rapidly goes to the church, pleading to reinstate his position. Thus, he could investigate this attack. But the old leader does not believe in his story. The war has been over for a long time. It is sure that the rioters attacked his family. The old man also warns him. Betrayal of the church means against God. The church does not allow any threat to exist. The soldiers quickly appear behind him to arrest him. "I have to oppose God." He angrily pulls off the chain in his hands and uses his divine speed to take down all soldiers. When he defeats the last soldier, the last iron jade falls to the ground. He quickly collects his stuffs, rides the motorbike, and leaves the holy city at an incredible speed. This type of motorbike is not gasoline-powered, but solar-powered. They follow vampires' track to the haunting castle. The vampires here attack them, but their intention is to hold them back until the night. "Follow me." Priest pulls the Bible out and starts praying. His hands are shaking. Many crosses come out of the Bible. Priest catches the crosses in the air and throws them to the vampires. The vampires disappear when they are hit by the crosses. A vampire rushes into him. It is stabbed by a dagger right away. Another vampire wants to get close to him. Its neck is broken directly. The last one knows it cannot defeat him, so it disappears in the dark. There are at least 50 vampires here. However, they have killed only 5. Where are the other vampires? They decide to go to the hive to find out the cause. This snowy mountain is the hive of the vampires. It looks like a grave more than a mountain. Priest throws down a flashlight and jumps down afterwards. He feels that a shadow has passing by behind him. Not long after that, the identity of the shadow is revealed. She is a priestess having the same tattoo as him. She used to be his partner, Maggie Q. After he escaped the holy city, the church ordered 4 priests to hunt him down. But they did not believe that Priest would betray. In this moment, there is a sound of gunshot. Hicks encounters a vampire. It is just a guard. It has a huge body, so its movement is not very fast. It can only run straight ahead. Every priest has his own skill. Priest closes his eyes, his fingertips touch each other. This indicates that he is about to use his skills. He quickly runs toward the vampire. Maggie Q understands his plan. She throws 2 stones. Then, Priest pulls his 2 swords out, flies to the vampire and slashes it many times. The vampire's body is torn apart. If there is a guard here, there will be empires in the cave. They continue to go inside to investigate. At the end of the aisle, there is a birthing room. But the vampires have left for a long time. They also dug through a mountain. This town is a food station for the vampires. When Priest's crew arrives, other priests have been hung on the cross. The vampires are actually hiding in the train carriages. They move during the day and stop to hunt at night. The next destination of the train is Holy City. The only way to stop them now is to detonate the train. 3 people are riding the motorcycles chasing the train. After a short time, they catch up the train running in the desert. Maggie Q rides to the front of the train to detonate the track. Hicks gets in the carriage from the back. There are many unhatched bundles containing vampires. He can only carefully crawl in. When Priest gets on the roof of the train, Black Hat is waiting for him. What is this situation? Is that his partner who was dragged right in front of him years ago? That year, because Black Hat was a good-looking priest, he was captured by the vampire queen. The queen gave him her blood, but she did not expect that she could create a vampire that could survive in the sunlight. Since then, Black Hat has become valuable. He has been the leader of the Queen's Revenge Army. Black Hat captured Priest's daughter because he wants Priest to join his army. Of course it is impossible. Finally they start fighting. Black Hat jumps up and uses a round kick in the air to kick Priest away. Priest rapidly fights back, but he is not strong enough to be his opponent. On the contrary, he gets a heavy punch. Black Hat has mastered his dodging skill. All Priest's punches hit the air. Black Hat uses a direct hit to kick him out of the carriage. Priest escapes by hiding under the train. Meanwhile, Maggie Q has installed the bomb on the track. A group of vampires are riding to her. Maggie Q kicks one vampire away. She picks up the weapon on the ground and kills the second one. Her skill is controlling the iron whip. A vampire is lifted on the air by her whip. She turns around, pulls the whip, and the vampire is torn into small pieces. During the fight, another vampire has destroyed the bomb. Priest breaks the desk and climbs up. The two people break the door and get in Black Hat's carriage together. Black Hat kicks Hicks out of the carriage. Priest is crushed to the floor. His daughter is struggling to escape from the vampire. She uses a knife to stab Black Hat. He rapidly stops it. He also tells her that Priest is actually her biological father. When she is amazed, Black Hat knocks her down. Then he lifts Priest up, hanging him on the wall. He takes the girl and jumps out of the carriage. The holy city is in front of him. Black Hat decides to drain the girl's blood before entering the city. As soon as he starts, Priest throws a knife out, and it stabs his neck. The girl falls out of the train. Priest jumps down to grab her hand. When Black Hat is about to knock him off the train, Maggie Q is riding a motorbike to the head of the train. The head of the train has been filled with explosives. Priest hugs his daughter and jumps off the train. Maggie Q also jumps off the motorcycle before the explosion. The terrible explosion ruins the train. Black Hat is destroyed by the flame. The danger is over. The girl wakes up in Priest's lap. Hicks arrives and holds his beloved woman. Their love receives Priest's blessing. Maggie Q slowly comes up from the smoke. They are all alive after the explosion. Later, Priest throws a vampire head in front of the old leader. Despite that clear evidence, he is still stubborn. Priest completely loses his faith in the church. He turns away. The vampire queen was not on the train. Therefore, the war is not over, it is just getting started. Maggie Q informs all the priests. They will reunite again and prepare for the upcoming war. The movie exposes the church's dictatorial rule. Against the church is against God. When faith turns into a lie, it will be nothing. When religion is involved in blood, the dictatorial rule with cold-blooded thoughts will make people more and more depraved. This movie also has an interesting name. Guess what the name is and leave a comment below. Subscribe us to watch other movies together.